The composition of the Ramayana epic by Adhikavi Valmiki, an extended essay. Introduction. The Ramayana is the foundational epic of Indian culture and literature. It was composed by Maharishi Valmiki, who is revered as the Adhikavi, first poet, because he was the very first to use metered Sanskrit verses, shlokas, to create a comprehensive epic poem. The Ramayana is not merely the story of Sri Rama, it is a timeless narrative of dharma, righteous duty, sacrifice, and ideal values. 1. The inspiration for the poetry and the first verse. Although Valmiki composed the Ramayana upon the inspiration of Brahma, the original inspiration for the poetry emerged from the raw, human emotion of pain. The Kroncha bird incident. Once, while Maharishi Valmiki was going to the banks of the Tamasa river, he witnessed a harrowing scene. A hunter shot down the male bird of a loving pair of Kroncha birds, a type of crane, while they were engaged in an intimate moment. The grief of the female bird, crying out in agony over the loss of her mate, deeply stirred Valmiki's mind. The sorrow, shoka, that welled up in his heart unexpectedly flowed out in the form of a beautiful, perfectly meted verse. The original shloka, the verse uttered by Valmiki was Ma nishad rasa va asasvasa, yatrankaya ava ava. This verse is considered the first metered verse in Sanskrit literature, i.e., the word of the poet. Valmiki was astonished, as such rhythmic words had escaped his mouth even in that moment of grief. He referred to it as shloka from shoka, a verse born of grief. 2. Brahma's command and the beginning of the epic. Following this unexpected event, Brahma, the creator, arrived at Valmiki's ashram. Brahma's instruction. Brahma informed Valmiki that the verse had come out rhythmically by his own divine grace. Furthermore, Brahma commanded Valmiki to compose the entire story of Sri Rama, which was visible to Valmiki through divine insight, in that very Anushtup meter. He blessed the work, stating that the story should remain eternal as long as mountains and rivers exist on earth. Thus, both the subject matter and the meter of the epic were determined by divine inspiration. Inspiration from Narada. Even before the composition began, the sage Narada, Devarshi Narada, narrated a complete summary of Sri Rama's story to Valmiki. This served as a guide for Valmiki to compose the Ramayana extensively and accurately. 3. The composition and structure of the Ramayana. With divine blessing and Narada's guidance, Maharishi Valmiki composed the Ramayana. Division into Kandas. The epic is divided into 7 major sections, kandas or books, which describe the various phases of Sri Rama's life. Balakanda, Rama's birth, childhood, journey with Vishwamitra, and marriage to Sita. Ayodhya Kanda, the preparations for Rama's coronation as crown prince and his subsequent exile upon the demand of Kaikeyi. Aranya Kanda, Rama, Lakshmana, and Sita's life in the Dandika forest and Sita's abduction by Ravana. Kishkindha Kanda, Rama's meeting with Sugriva, the killing of Vali, and preparations for the search for Sita. Sundara Kanda, Hanuman's leap across the ocean, entry into Lanka, and finding Sita. Yuddha Kanda, Lanka Kanda, the great war between Rama and Ravana, the slaying of Ravana, Sita's trial by fire, and Rama's return and coronation in Ayodhya. Uttarakanda, Rama's reign, the subsequent abandonment of Sita, the birth of Lava and Kusha in Valmiki's ashram, and Rama's ascension to Vaikuntha. Number of verses. The Valmiki Ramayana consists of a total of 24,000 verses. It is also referred to as the Chachavimshati Sahasri Sanhita, the collection of 24,000. 4. Valmiki's role as the Adhikavi. Valmiki's contribution is not limited solely to the composition of the poetry. He plays a significant, active role within the narrative itself. Poet, guru, and protector. In the Uttarakanda, when Sita is banished by Rama, Valmiki provides her with refuge in his ashram. He personally becomes the guru to her twin sons, Lava and Kusha, born there. He teaches the boys the Ramayana epic and trains them to recite it melodiously. It is only when Lava and Kusha sing the Ramayana in Rama's court during the Ashwamedha Yajna that the entire world comes to know of this great epic. Conclusion. The Ramayana is not merely a record of historical events, it is a scripture that teaches the highest values of human existence. This epic, inspired by grief and blessed by the divine, was gifted to the world by Maharishi Valmiki. Due to this invaluable contribution, Valmiki remains eternally revered as the Adhikavi whose work continues to guide the lives of millions across the Indian subcontinent for millennia.